Welcome back to the Fruit of Knowledge. The world is rediscovering psychedelics. Scientists are exploring their potential. There is new hope for mental health treatments. For years, psychedelics were feared. They were linked to the counterculture. Research into their benefits stalled. Now, a new era is dawning. Scientists are conducting rigorous studies. They are exploring the therapeutic benefits of psychedelics. These substances may offer solutions for complex mental health challenges. Join us as we delve into this exciting field. In this episode, we explore groundbreaking research. We examine the science behind psychedelics. We will see how these substances affect the brain. We will explore their potential to heal. Early studies showed promise. Psychedelics showed potential in treating mental health conditions. However, research was halted. Social and political pressures led to their prohibition. Now research is resuming. Institutions like Johns Hopkins are leading the way. Clinical trials are producing exciting results. We are witnessing a resurgence of interest in psychedelics. This is a second chance. We have an opportunity to unlock the mysteries of psychedelics. We can harness their potential. We can develop new treatments for those suffering from mental health conditions. Join us as we explore this new frontier in mental health. In the mid-20th century, scientists began exploring psychedelics. Researchers like Humphrey Osmond and Abram Hoffer saw potential. They believed these substances could treat mental health conditions. Early studies focused on LSD and psilocybin. These substances produced altered states of consciousness. Researchers observed their effects on patients with depression and addiction. Results were promising. Some studies showed remarkable improvements. Patients experienced reduced symptoms. They reported increased well-being. These early findings suggested a new approach to mental health treatment. The future seemed bright. Psychedelics challenged conventional thinking. They offered a radical departure from traditional therapies. Scientists were intrigued by their potential. They saw an opportunity to revolutionize mental health care. The dominant paradigm focused on talk therapy and medication. Psychedelics presented a different approach. They seemed to facilitate profound personal insights. They offered the possibility of rapid and lasting change. This new understanding of the mind challenged existing norms. It questioned the limitations of current treatments. The potential of psychedelics was undeniable. They held the promise of transforming how we understand and treat mental illness. Section 3. The backlash. Despite early successes, a backlash emerged. Conservative voices grew concerned. They saw psychedelics as a threat to social order. They feared the unknown. The counterculture movement embraced psychedelics. They became associated with rebellion and unrest. This association fueled public anxiety. Politicians responded to the pressure. Regulations tightened. Research funding dried up. The door slammed shut on further exploration. The promising field of psychedelic research came to a standstill. The war on drugs intensified the crackdown. Psychedelics were classified as Scheduled I substances. The message was clear. These substances were dangerous and had no medical value. This marked the beginning of a long hiatus in psychedelic research. Section 1. The Renaissance begins. The late 20th century marked a turning point. A renewed interest in psychedelics emerged. Scientists began to question the previous era's dogma. A new generation of researchers recognized the untapped potential of these substances. This resurgence was driven by a growing mental health crisis. Traditional treatments were failing many. Scientists sought innovative solutions. Psychedelics, once demonized, were reconsidered. The stigma surrounding psychedelics slowly began to dissipate. Public perception shifted. People were more open to exploring alternative therapies. This growing acceptance paved the way for a revival of research. Section 2. Pioneering institutions. Leading research institutions took up the challenge. They initiated rigorous scientific studies. They aimed to unravel the mysteries of psychedelics. They sought to harness their therapeutic potential. Johns Hopkins University emerged as a pioneer. Its Center for Psychedelic and Consciousness Research became a hub for groundbreaking studies. Researchers there explored the effects of psilocybin on a range of conditions, from depression to addiction. Imperial College London's Centre for Psychedelic Research followed suit. Scientists there focused on the neurological mechanisms of psychedelics. They used brain imaging techniques to understand how these substances alter brain activity and connectivity. The Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, or MAPS, played a crucial role. This nonprofit organization funded numerous clinical trials. It advocated for the legal and medical use of psychedelics. Section 3. Building on the past. The new wave of research built on the foundation laid by earlier pioneers. Scientists revisited the findings of the mid-20th century. They sought to replicate and expand upon those early studies. Armed with advanced technology, researchers could delve deeper. Brain imaging techniques like fMRI and EEG allowed them to visualize the brain's response to psychedelics. They could observe changes in real time. This deeper understanding of neurological mechanisms provided valuable insights. Scientists began to understand how psychedelics could induce profound psychological experiences. They uncovered the biological basis for their therapeutic effects. The revival of psychedelic research marked a paradigm shift in mental health care. Scientists were no longer limited by the constraints of the past. They were free to explore new frontiers driven by evidence and a commitment to healing. Section 1. Promising results. Clinical trials are at the heart of the psychedelic renaissance. These rigorous studies are revealing the true potential of these substances. The results are striking. They offer hope for those who have lost it. Early trials focused on a few key areas. Depression, anxiety, and addiction were primary targets. These conditions affect millions worldwide. Current treatments are often inadequate. Psilocybin, the active ingredient in magic mushrooms, showed remarkable promise. Studies at Johns Hopkins and other institutions demonstrated its efficacy in treating depression, even in cases resistant to traditional therapies. MDMA, known for its empathy-enhancing effects, emerged as a potential treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Trials conducted by MAPS showed remarkable results, with participants experiencing significant reductions in symptoms. Section 2. Psilocybin, a beacon of hope. Psilocybin's impact on depression has been particularly noteworthy. Studies have shown that it can induce rapid and sustained reductions in depressive symptoms, even after a single dose. This is in stark contrast to traditional antidepressants, which often take weeks or months to show effects and may not work for everyone. Researchers believe that psilocybin works by disrupting negative thought patterns and promoting neuroplasticity, allowing the brain to form new connections and pathways. This could explain its ability to produce long-lasting changes in mood and behavior. In one landmark study, researchers at Johns Hopkins gave psilocybin to cancer patients suffering from severe depression and anxiety. The results were astounding. Over 80% of participants experienced significant reductions in both depression and anxiety, and these improvements persisted for months after the treatment. These findings have sparked immense excitement in the medical community. Psilocybin is no longer seen as a dangerous street drug, but as a potential breakthrough therapy for one of the most debilitating mental health conditions. Section 3. MDMA healing trauma. MDMA, often associated with recreational use, has shown remarkable potential in treating PTSD. Its ability to foster feelings of empathy, connection, and trust makes it uniquely suited for addressing the emotional wounds of trauma. In MDMA-assisted therapy, patients receive the drug in a controlled therapeutic setting. This allows them to revisit traumatic memories with reduced fear and anxiety, process their experiences, and develop healthier coping mechanisms. MAPS has been at the forefront of MDMA research for PTSD. Their Phase 3 clinical trials have shown that MDMA-assisted therapy can lead to significant and long-lasting reductions in PTSD symptoms, with many participants no longer meeting the criteria for a PTSD diagnosis. These results offer hope for veterans, survivors of sexual assault, and others struggling with the debilitating effects of trauma. MDMA-assisted therapy could provide a revolutionary approach to healing psychological wounds that have proven resistant to traditional treatments. Section 1. Unlocking the mysteries of the brain. For decades, the inner workings of psychedelics remained a mystery. Scientists knew they had profound effects on consciousness, but the mechanisms were unclear. Now, with advanced tools and renewed interest, we are beginning to unlock these secrets. Neuroimaging techniques like fMRI and EEG allow us to peer into the brain. We can observe changes in real time as psychedelics exert their effects. What we are discovering is a complex interplay of neural activity, challenging our previous understanding of how these substances work. One key finding is the impact on brain connectivity. Psychedelics appear to increase communication between different brain regions that typically operate independently. This enhanced crosstalk may explain their ability to foster novel thoughts, insights, and emotional breakthroughs. This research is in its early stages, but the implications are significant. By understanding how psychedelics influence brain activity, we can develop safer and more effective treatments tailored to specific conditions. The brain, once a black box, is gradually revealing its secrets. Section 2, Neuroplasticity, Rewiring the Mind. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt, is crucial for learning, healing, and growth. For years, scientists believed this capacity diminished with age. However, research into psychedelics suggests otherwise. Studies indicate that these substances can promote neuroplasticity, even in adults. This means they can potentially help rewire the brain, breaking down rigid thought patterns and fostering new connections. This has profound implications for treating conditions like addiction and depression, which often involve entrenched neural pathways. Imagine the brain as a dense forest. Over time, well-trodden paths form, representing our habitual thoughts and behaviors. Psychedelics act like a clearing, disrupting these ingrained pathways and allowing for new growth and connections to emerge. This newfound flexibility allows for a reset, a breaking free from the confines of old patterns. This could explain why many people experience lasting positive changes after psychedelic experiences, such as increased openness, creativity, and emotional resilience. Section 3. The Default Mode Network, Quieting the Ego. The Default Mode Network, or DMN, is a network of brain regions active when we are engaged in self-referential thinking, such as ruminating on the past, worrying about the future, or analyzing ourselves. While essential for self-reflection, excessive DMN activity is linked to anxiety, depression, and addiction. Intriguingly, psychedelics have been shown to reduce activity in the DMN. This quieting of the self-referential chatter allows for a temporary dissolution of the ego, the sense of separation between ourselves and the world. This experience can be profoundly liberating, leading to feelings of interconnectedness, awe, and a sense of unity with something larger than oneself. Imagine the DMN as the internal monologue, constantly chattering away. Psychedelics turn down the volume on this inner critic, allowing for a more expansive and less self-centered perspective to emerge. This temporary ego dissolution can be transformative. It allows for a fresh perspective on our problems, reducing their grip on us. It can foster self-compassion and acceptance, paving the way for healing and growth. Section 1. The Frontiers of Research. The psychedelic renaissance is still in its early stages. While initial findings are incredibly promising, much remains to be explored. Scientists are constantly pushing boundaries, seeking to understand the full potential of these powerful substances. Ongoing research is investigating a wide range of applications. From treating addiction and anxiety to alleviating end-of-life distress, psychedelics offer a diverse range of potential therapeutic benefits. Researchers are also exploring their use in understanding consciousness itself, delving into the very nature of the mind. One exciting area of exploration is personalized medicine. Scientists are investigating how individual differences in genetics and brain chemistry might influence responses to psychedelics. This could lead to tailored treatments, maximizing efficacy, and minimizing potential side effects. The future of psychedelic research is bright. With continued funding and support, we can expect significant breakthroughs in the coming years, leading to a paradigm shift in how we understand and treat mental health. Section 2. Microdosing, a subperceptual revolution. Beyond traditional therapeutic doses, a growing trend involves microdosing psychedelics. This practice involves taking extremely small amounts, too low to induce profound hallucinations, but potentially enough to influence mood, creativity, and focus. Proponents of microdosing report a range of benefits, including increased energy, enhanced focus, improved emotional well-being, and reduced anxiety. Some even claim it helps with problem solving and boosts creativity. However, scientific evidence supporting these claims is limited. Rigorous studies are needed to determine the efficacy and safety of microdosing, as well as the optimal dosages and potential long-term effects. Despite the lack of definitive evidence, the popularity of microdosing highlights the growing interest in harnessing the potential of psychedelics for personal growth and well-being, even outside of traditional medical settings. Section 3. Expanding the toolkit. Combining therapies. Psychedelic therapy is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Researchers are exploring the potential of combining these substances with other therapies to enhance their effectiveness. This integrated approach aims to address the multifaceted nature of mental health conditions. One promising avenue involves combining psychedelics with psychotherapy. The profound psychological experiences induced by these substances can provide valuable insights and breakthroughs, which can then be explored and integrated within a therapeutic setting. For example, a person undergoing psilocybin-assisted therapy for depression might experience a profound sense of connection and love during their session. This experience can then be processed and integrated with a therapist, helping them challenge negative thought patterns and develop healthier coping mechanisms. Another approach involves combining psychedelics with mindfulness practices like meditation and yoga. These practices can help individuals navigate the intensity of the psychedelic experience, cultivate self-awareness, and integrate the insights gained into their daily lives. Section 1. The dawn of a new era. Science is shedding new light on psychedelics. These substances, once demonized, are proving their therapeutic potential. Rigorous studies are challenging past assumptions. A new era in mental health treatment seems possible. We have seen the early promise of psychedelic research. We've explored the groundbreaking studies currently underway. The potential benefits are vast. Psychedelics might help people struggling with depression, PTSD, addiction, and more. The scientific community is buzzing with excitement. The resurgence of psychedelic research offers a beacon of hope. It promises to transform how we understand the mind and treat mental illness. Section 2. Towards a brighter future. However, challenges remain. Social stigmas still linger. Legal hurdles hinder progress. More research is crucial. We must proceed cautiously but optimistically. The future of mental health care may well include psychedelics. This is a new frontier, full of possibilities. Continued research will help us unlock the full potential of these powerful substances. Join us for the next episode of the Psychedelic Renaissance. We will delve into the legal landscape. We will explore the changing attitudes towards these once forbidden substances. We will witness the dawn of a new era in mental health treatment. Visit the Fruit of Knowledge for more information at thefruitofknowledge.com.